Hi friends, today we will deal with methods of irrigation, particularly surface methods of irrigation. The first one is flooding method, where water is applied to the entire plot or field. It is water is let in the field and generally it is applied over the crop. Particularly it is exclusively for lowland rice, it can be used for other crops, wherein we can save the labor for the preparation of land, and also the water requirement of the crop is also more. So in that case we use flooding method, where canal irrigation is also available. In that case this method is used. But it has certain limitations because there is loss of water in seepage as well as leaching. Also there is no uniform application of water. Also if big stream size is there, then we can use this method, but if stream size is small we can't use this. So there are several other methods which are used for different situations depending upon the slope of the crop, type of crop, also the texture of the soil. So accordingly, the first one in that case, the check basin. So in this method, field is divided into several plots, small plots surrounded by the four bunds. These bunds are called as dikes, dykes. So water is applied in the channel on which both sides there are basins where we apply the water alternately. So in this case we use the stream sides which is having small size, so we can irrigate the plot very well. Also if soil is having light texture, then plot size will be small. If soil texture is medium or heavy, we can increase the plot size. Also it depends upon stream size. If stream size is big, then we can increase the size of plot. Generally the size of plot is 4 by 3 meter to 6 by 5 meter. So this is recommended for the crops which are having close growing habit or having close growing sowing, where wheat, finger millet, paragrass like crops we can take in the check basin. And there is just the modification of this check basin is basic method of irrigation, where the fruit crops which are having wider spacing, so there is no need to irrigate this side. We want to irrigate the root zone of this fruit crop, and these basins are prepared and water is applied to the basins only. So this is always helpful because we can avoid the unnecessary area of irrigation and we can reduce the water requirement. Also we are applying to the root zone. So this is a best method for the fruit crops. Fourth one is border strip method, where one strip of the field is prepared by confining it by the bunds. These are the bunds along with the slope. These strips are formed and water is applied to these strips. So these border strips means which are confined by the borders. We call it as a border strip. Here also again length of the border strip as well as width of the strip depends upon the slope of the land and stream size of the water source. If stream size is large, we can increase the length as well as we can increase the width. Also if soil texture is medium or heavy, we can increase the length of as well as width of the border strip. Generally the length is 30 to 300 meter and the width is 3 to 15 meter. So this is extreme, but generally we use up to 60 or 70 meters and 5 to 6 meter is of the width. So generally this is the 5 to 6 meter width and 50 to 70 meter length. But this can't be used for sandy soils because in sandy soil there will be more infiltration and there will be no advance of water. So here in surface methods, two words we have to learn. One is advance of water, another is opportunity time. What is this? Advance of water means it is movement of water from one place to another. So if stream size is bigger, advance of water is fast. If stream size is small, advance of water is slow. If it is slow, what will happen? It will have more chances of more infiltration, more opportune time. If fast is water source, if movement is fast, then definitely opportune time is less, and there will be less infiltration, and also there will be, suppose we want to irrigate only 6 centimeter of depth, we are irrigating for 1 hour this strip. What will happen? Initially it will irrigate this 5 or 6 centimeter, but after certain period there will be movement of water below this 6 centimeter, and there will be loss of the water. So opportune time is very important. What opportune time we are keeping for any strip or check basin will decide the loss of water or the uniform application of water. Means uniform depth of application as well as uniform availability to the crop also. So it will reduce the loss of water, it will increase the water use efficiency also. So these two terms you have to learn: advance of water and opportunity time. In case of furrow irrigation, it is again one of the very popular method where farmers are adopting at different levels. There are where furrows are prepared by forming ridges. There are 3-4 methods of furrow irrigation. Every furrow irrigation means applying water to every furrow. It is called as every furrow irrigation. Again here length of the furrow or the width of the furrow also important, but here length is very important. Width will be depending upon the crop distance or row crop to crop distance of the any crop. Here length is around 30 to 300 meters depending upon again stream size and slope of the land. So generally if medium or heavy soil is there, slope will then length will be more, and if it is having bigger stream size also, it will have more length of the furrow. Here we can modify its configuration also, like if slope is more, we can use furrow irrigation by having contour furrows instead of we can say straight furrows. Also we can have a graded furrows where we can use slight slope to the furrow. Instead of straight, slight slope. It will have proper advance of the water. Means it can be used for having more stream size as well as for those lands which are having slightly more slope. So where we can't use check basin or border strip, we can go for furrow irrigation. Means in check basin we require fairly level land. In case of border strip up to 1 to 3% slope we can use, but in this case we can go for having more slope also, particularly by having certain changes in the furrow irrigation. Like we will see one by one. Here is every furrow irrigation. Alternate furrow irrigation means irrigating one furrow after another. It will reduce the water requirement. Also there will be movement of water from both the sides where we have not irrigated, and ultimately that row will also be irrigated. We will get the soil moisture in case of alternate furrow irrigation. Advance of water is slow in case of alternate furrow irrigation, but it will require less water. This is wide spaced furrow irrigation where after 3-4 rows we are irrigating the furrow. Means instead of alternate, again we have to drop 2 or 3 furrows, and again we will irrigate. Means we are skipping 2-3 furrows, particularly this is advocated for the heavy soils where there is a lateral movement is more. In case of what we do here, again we can have different application, that is only in furrow, within furrow irrigation. Means we are not allowing water to be receding to the sides, we are just applying to the bottom of the furrow. It is called as within furrow irrigation. So these are several modifications of furrow irrigation. As already I have told, there are again other modifications according to the slope, that is contour furrow, graded furrow, straight furrow. Also we can think of corrugated furrow. Corrugated means corrugated furrow. Corrugations are those when generally there is no intention of watering, but there is a dry spell, particularly the crops like groundnut, maize. Then with shallow furrows are prepared, and we apply the water for the life saving of the crop. It is called as corrugated furrow irrigation. So these are the different methods of applications of water for the furrow method, particularly used for the wide spacer crops like cotton, sunflower, sugarcane. It is very popular. Also ginger, turmeric, and next one is surge irrigation. This is again a modification of this surface method where there is intermittent application of water with on and off mechanism, and where the intention is to reduce the loss of water, or to reduce the loss of water due to the seepage or leaching. So what is intermittent application of water? Means water is allowed for a certain period, again it is stopped, again it is started, again it will end here. So what is done here? We are applying water for a certain period like 30 minutes, then again we are stopping it, again we are applying for 20 minutes, again we are stopping it, again we are starting for 10 minutes. So total period is 30 plus 20 plus 10 application of water. We are stopping it here for suppose 20 minutes, again we are stopping it for 10 minutes. Means one cycle is taking 30 plus 20 plus 20 plus 10 plus 10. Means application of water is having suppose 60 minutes, and the break is of 30 minutes, cycle is of 90 minutes. What is here? We are planning to reduce the total water opportune time by creating surface flow more faster than the previous one, because if we apply water for continuously for 1.5 hours, there will be more loss of water at the initial period below the root zone, and to reduce this, the surge irrigation is practiced, where we can use this technique. The cycle period may be of 30 minutes to several hours. Also, another last one is cabligation, where it is automated method of surface application. This is the pipe of normal plastic pipe. These are the holes at the upper side of the pipes. Now what will happen? This is the cable which is controlling the movement of this plug. This is the water movement. We can change the place of the plug. If plug is pushed here, what will happen? The water will be stopped, and as the water is stopped, the water level will increase here, and we can irrigate this plots. So in this case, as the water is applied, we can again move the plug to this side, and we can apply the water. So in this application, we can reduce the we can say labor requirement. As we can see, there are labor requirement for application of water. We have to go to the every field. Likewise, in this case, we can reduce the labor requirement. But in all the methods, the labor requirement is more. Also, in this check basin, there will be less movement of intercultural operations. They reduce the intercultural operations. In border strip also, there are certain limitations, but better than check basin, we can have certain other operations. In furrow irrigation also, there are certain limitations, but here we can have a better application of other operations. So there are certain advantages and disadvantages, but considering the resources of the farmer, these methods are till now farmers are using for different crops with certain modifications. So this is all about surface methods of irrigation. Thank you.